Welcome, as I delight you once again with more tales from the book of Shadowlands. Tonight we see how the hunter is not always safe from being hunted. If you enjoy my videos, I ask you one small favor. Please like and subscribe, and click the bell for more notifications when I create new videos for you. It is a small thing to ask, but it is vital and really helps the channel to grow. For that I thank you. Now, let the tales begin. Hunted. When the sun goes away and darkness covers the sky, it comes for me. A voice that calls, inviting me to join it. Where shadows can hide me from others' sight, I calmly wait. The only words I hear comes from the voice inside my head. When someone passes by, I do as the voice beckons me to do. From the darkness I reach out, grabbing the victim by the throat and snatching them off of their feet. Many try to escape, but no one ever has. I am a large man with a strong build, well over 6.5 feet tall. Not many will break my grip when I grab a hold of you. When I kill, only then does the voice stop. If I resist or listen to it too long, I will lose all of my sanity. Only when the darkness comes does it call. And when blood is on my hands, does it finally leave me alone. The voice has always been there, calling to me. Several psychiatrists have seen me, and I have spent time among really crazy people. But I am not crazy, only a slave to a master I do not wish to serve. A voice that only gives me peace when I spill another's blood. I venture into the darkness once again, ready to silence the voice in my head. A large knife in my hand as I wait to make my offering. Yes, I said offering. Offering to give the demon's voice a sacrifice, and to give me peace in return. Only the voice wills me on. I never heard the footsteps coming as they walked through the darkness. I smelled the perfume and thought it was my next victim. Then the voice told me to turn around. As I did, I saw the most beautiful face. Beautiful, but not quite human. Those eyes were all that I saw, as long claws pierced my stomach. They tore me from belly to neck. Her red lips reached my throat and ripped it out from my neck. Bleeding now, I hear the voice laughing at me. But it was soon gone, and at last I felt peace. The first time in my entire life. I laid in a pool of my own blood. As a woman, or now the cat stood over me. A large cat, bigger than any dog I've ever seen. She smiled, those sharp, blood-stained teeth covered in my blood. With a smile and at peace, I closed my eyes one last time. Stranger at a cafe. I watched her every day as she enjoyed a quiet drink in our local cafe. She would always order the same thing, a Bloody Mary. Her long hair and lovely lips kept my attention. I knew one day I would have to ask her out, but my courage was not to be found. Her long legs and athletic figure were quite intimidating to me. I know, I'm not proud of it, but it is simply the truth. I possess no outstanding good looks. My beard covers most of my face. It is kept trimmed and manageable, but many women want a clean-shaven man. So I often find myself nervous around the opposite sex. So I watch her from afar, safely hiding in my booth at the cafe. One day I decided to no longer be a coward. I walked past her and ordered a drink. I stopped at her table and asked her if she worked out at the same gym I go to. She said yes, and that she saw me there a few times before. We began to talk about the equipment they had, our exercises, and she was kind enough to invite me to sit down with her. Our conversation lasted longer than I expected, and the butterflies I had flown away some time ago. She asked me if I was hungry, as she had not eaten in a few days. She was fasting and very hungry now that her days had ended. We agreed on a restaurant and walked out to my pickup. The parking lot was now empty. As we moved toward the vehicle, she sat inside, and we both seemed surprisingly comfortable with each other. I reached down and began to start my truck. when my arm was grabbed. I looked over, expecting to see that beautiful face. But all I saw were those long nails coming toward me. My head was grabbed and quickly turned to the side as my neck was snapped from the force. Her now clawed hand reached through my chest cavity and ripped out my beating heart. In seconds I was dead. But as a spirit, watching everything, she gorged upon my heart as if it was her favorite hamburger. That beautiful face twisted into some kind of creature. Blood squirted out of the organ as those sharp fangs pierced the inner core. Her eyes opened, now a yellow color, reminding me of an old alley cat I used to feed long ago. Even her face had taken on a more feline look, as her body was becoming hairier and less human by the minute. I watched as my body became her meal. My soul wondering what to do. She turned and looked at my spirit, and only smiled, my blood dripping down those teeth. Then she turned back to the meal at hand, and by force I was taken away to wherever death had plans for me to go. Call it a hunch, but I don't think she ever went back to that gym we used to work at again.